Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you a really simple strategy that works every time, on every pair, every time frame. The strategy is really simple. To be honest, I was kind of iffy about showing you guys this because, as you guys know, the Forex market is very manipulated, so strategies that a lot of people know of won't work as well. So this strategy could possibly not work for me in the future, but I wanted to show you guys because it's very good risk to reward ratio strategy. I actually just took a trade on GBP JPY last week, and I'm going to show you guys right now how simple the strategy is and how effective it is as well. So first things first, a lot of people in here show you strategies but not actually show you them using it and it working. This was a real trade I actually did take. It's going to be right here. You guys can pause the video and look at it for yourself. So this trade I took last week, and basically this is the premises of it. So if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that I like to do reversal trades. So for example, this was in a nice super clean downtrend right here. So I like to wait for higher highs to be broken before the trend goes into an uptrend. Most people, when the trend breaks, they like to take a buy or a sell straight away, but then they'll get stopped out a lot of the time. And that's because the big institutions and the big whales of the market are trying to target your stop losses, knock you out, and then go up into profit. So I like to actually trade on retracement after the trend's been broken. So I'll show you exactly what I did here. So I'll take all this away and I'll use replay mode really quick just to show you guys what I was seeing. So last week I was looking at it like this, and it went forward a little bit, and I saw that this was the latest higher high, so I was personally waiting for this to be broken. And just before it got broken, I noticed that there was some reversal divergence here. So I'm gonna put another thing up on the screen for you guys to see. This is called reversal divergence. Basically, it's another confirmation to show that the trend will start to reverse. So we had a reversal divergence on the MACD here. I like to use a MACD. So I kind of knew that it was going to reverse, and I just was trying to figure out this time how to enter. So I like for the trend to be broken with at least one or two candle closes. So right here we had two green candle closes above, so I knew we had to enter. And with this strategy, a lot of people right now would place their stop loss, or would enter kind of like on this resistance and place their stop loss, somewhere below here, right? But then, you have a 30 pip stop loss. So the most you're gonna get out of this is like a 1 to 2.5 like risk to reward, which isn't too much. I like to aim for personally I like to aim for 1 to 10 risk to reward ratios. And with this strategy, you can find a lot of those. So now here's the super secret kind of way I trade that I don't really like to explain to people, but I'm gonna tell you guys just because I want to give you guys as much free information as possible, and so you guys can trade really well. So we look to the lower low. On the lower low of that same exact leg, what happens is there will be a lot of liquidity in this spot that the bigger institutions will be coming down to gather liquidity so they can put in their big trades and knock all the small traders out of their stop losses. So as you can see, I would have placed my stop loss, somewhere right below here. And the institutional traders will manipulate prices to come down here, knock you out of your trade, and then go up into profit. So because I know that the better place to put my stop loss would be somewhere down in this range. I personally have figured out that they like to target areas of the lower low from the higher high that's been broken. So because I know that, I can place my trade right on this line and then put my stop loss somewhere, right below here. So personally, I think I did like a 5 pip stop loss, something really small like that. I think it was a 7 pip stop loss. And I think I placed it right on this exact line. And then I like to target areas up here just because I know that way back in another video I showed that when trends get broken, price likes to come back to the places where trends have been broken. So I know this is a good target area to hit. If we let the trade play out, we'll see, if you did take this trade specifically with the stop loss where it is, you would be making money, right? And then eventually, boom, right there you would have got stopped out, and most retail traders would be like, oh, my strategy sucks, why is it never working? Why do I feel like I get stopped out and then it goes right into profit? This is exactly why. And if you know that the market is manipulated, you can actually learn to trade very, very well, because you'll know that these institutional traders are looking to stop out the retail traders and grab their liquidity, right? So right here, this would have been a failed trade or a break-even trade, depending what you would have done. So this trade is now garbage. We'll get rid of that. Now this trade, as you can see, I placed my stop loss right here, and look at that, perfectly comes down right into it, hits my target, goes straight up into profit, and from there on, we just let it ride. I think I cashed this one out a little early because it was on a Friday, and on Fridays I like to get out a little bit earlier, which is fine. I still made about $2 grand off of this, I think, maybe a little bit more. I can't really remember, but this trade went really, really well. But yeah, it's just simple as that, really. So once again, I'll go to the whiteboard really quick and I'll explain the strategy one more time just to recap. It's a little bit hard to follow, but here we go. So in an uptrend, price is making higher lows. So in an uptrend, price is making higher lows. Basically, we are waiting for price to break one of these higher lows and come back into that kind of range where the higher high would have been, and we're looking to enter around there. So if price comes down, right, closes a nice little candle right below our zone, now we know price will go into a reversal, right? That's what we're looking for. Especially if we use a MACD, we'll know that if there is a reversal divergence, I'll explain this in another video, you guys can look it up. It's really simple stuff. If we know that there's reversal divergence, so for example, it would look like this, have that, and then on the MACD, we would see something like this. And we would see like an opposing line. So if this line is going into an uptrend, the line on the MACD would be going into a downtrend. So if we see reversal divergence, another confirmation that's really good, and we enter our trade somewhere along this, the opposing side of the trend that we just broke. So we just broke a higher low here. So the opposing kind of area to enter would be this higher high. So now we're looking for sells around here. So like, let's say we bought here and we want price to go down. We would see something like this. It would come up in this area, stop all the retail traders out, most of them at least. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to stop a lot of retail traders out, grab their liquidity, and then go down into profit. So we would see something like that. So that being said, we'll look at one more trade. So this is another trade I actually took a couple weeks ago, right on the same pair. I'm gonna remove drawings for a second, and I'll show you guys how it played out. So we were in this nice little uptrend here, and I had this kind of marked out here, and then I was basically waiting for price to break this higher low. So time goes on, eventually it broke the higher low, but as you guys know, I like to wait for a kind of double candle close. So time went on, and I was kind of waiting for 2 candles to close below here. And it only happened right here. So right here, we have candle number 1 close, candle number 2 close, right? So first of all, we got trend break, right? So this was the little trend break here. And then we want candle 2, candle close, right? So then we had these 2 candles right here close. And then we were looking for price to come back into this region right here. So if this was the trend, these are the opposing higher highs. So I kind of marked out this area right here, and I was like, okay, it's gonna come back to kind of this general area to look for liquidity and stop at all the retail traders. So I put my sell somewhere around here, I think it was, and then I had like a nice like small stop loss as well. I think it was like 5 pips. And then targets were somewhere below here just because of this kind of general area here. And then I just kind of let it play out. I entered this trade manually because I happened to be up for it. So I definitely, it was probably right about there where I entered. I think because a lot of liquidity was right where these kind of wicks were. So I think I entered kind of candle wick areas where. Anyway, so I entered there. I had a really stop loss. I think it was 5 pips to be exact. And then basically I just waited for it to go into profit. This trade happened really quick. I wasn't expecting. I was actually asleep while it happened. So it went way down into profit super fast. I think I was up like 8,000, or probably about 7,000 from this trade. And then I actually woke up and I was only up like $1,000 by the time I woke up. I should have set a take profit, but I learned my lesson on this one for sure. But yeah, really simple, super high risk to reward ratios, and it works every time. As long as you make sure you follow these confirmations, these rules, it will work every time. If you guys have any other questions, let me know below. I'll make some more videos. I find that a lot of people are kind of confused about these ones. I'll make some more videos based on the same strategy. I have a couple strategies that I like to use, this being one of my favorite ones that I find works every time. Hopefully the strategy can last, but if too many people start realizing, then the institutions will start catching on and start, you know, chasing your stop losses even higher. I'm risking a lot here making this video, so there you go.